Hey everybody, Ray Pastor, and today I'm going to explain what NFTs are. You know those things that people were saying are selling for millions of dollars? Let's talk about what they are. I'm going to explain it in really simple terms. This is for the person that's trying to learn about what they are, how you would list one, where you would even find one, and what's the process like for getting one of these things. Okay, so let's talk about it. So first of all, what is this thing? What is an NFT? So in a complicated way of explaining it, let's look at the Wikipedia definition. An NFT is a non-fungible token, a unit of data stored on a digital ledger called a blockchain that certifies a digital asset to be unique and therefore not interchangeable. Now, I understand what that means. I'm also a tech person. Let's explain it in simple terms. Basically, an NFT is a digital image, piece of audio, music, video, any type of digital file that is securely stored in a way so that someone can actually own it, own that version of it. There could be 100 different versions, 100 different copies of it, but only one person can own the version that you have. Let me give you an example of this. Let's say that I'm an artist, which I actually happen to be, and I were to create a painting, and then I print 100 versions of that painting. And I say to people, there's 100 versions of this. Each person that gets one, it's going to have like that limited number of one out of, this was the first one. This was the first of 5. This was, our 5th out of 100. This is the 20th out of 100. All that stuff. All right. What an NFT is, what these things are designed to do, and the way the blockchain's working in the background is that it proves, it guarantees that you actually have the 5th of 100 and no one else can have the 5th of 100. That's what the NFT does. So it takes a digital image, literally a digital image that anyone can create and put on a web page, and makes it so that it's unique and specialized because it has this code attached to it. It's protected in the blockchain. So that's what it is. So let's talk about, first of all, why would anyone want to buy these and how do you actually do it? So why would someone want to buy this? So let me show you, first of all, let me show you my NFT that I've created. So here's an NFT that I have up on the screen. This is an NFT that I created. And basically, why would someone want to buy this? Because it's a piece of art that I've developed, and this is the only digital copy of it. Now, yes, you can simply right-click on this image and go to copy image or save image and have a copy of it on your computer. But guess what? What doesn't hold value is the fact that what you own isn't guaranteed, or I haven't really signed off on it. You've just stolen the image. You can't do anything with it. Now, if it's an NFT, you actually have that proof, that evidence that this is a real copy of this, that it's something that I've really put out there. It's that it's in the blockchain, it's protected. It has this code in the background showing that there's a unique ID for this version, this one-of-one image that I've released on the web. So you have proof that you have it. It's kind of like that certificate of authenticity, right, that you can get with sports cards. Now, this is unique, and people are selling pieces of video games, like cool things with their character. Think of sports cards, like how rare and unique they can be. Making a digital one that there's only a one of one, or there's 20 versions of it, or 20 prints of it, things like that that make it rare, which is why these can hold value. People want to own that. They want that ownership. All right, let's talk about buying one of these, listing one of these, and displaying these. Okay, so we talked about what an NFT is. So there are a couple ways to do this. So how many of you have listed on PayPal or eBay before, right? You've listed something for sale on eBay. Selling an NFT is no different. There are a couple components. So first of all, you need to find a site that lists NFTs. So you have to find a place that lists NFTs. So here's one that I personally like that I used called Mintable. It's called Mintable. And basically, just like eBay, it's a place to list your NFT. So think of it like I'm selling something, just like eBay, literally selling something. All right, now, in order to sell something, you have to have it has to be connected to some kind of bank, right? Just like eBay, you have to use PayPal, right? In eBay, you use PayPal, right? You can't just list something on eBay without having some way to pay and collect money, right? So because you're using cryptocurrency, with NFTs, you have to use cryptocurrency. And some of these sites actually do the conversion for you, so it looks like you're just using real money. But you need a place to store it. So you have to have something called a digital wallet, which is very similar to PayPal, but for cryptocurrency. So one of the most popular ones is called MetaMask. This is the one that I use. You can get an app for your phone. It installs right on Firefox or Chrome. And this is basically, think of this like your PayPal. It's a wallet that you can put money in exchange for crypto and buy things with crypto with it. So think of it like a PayPal. This is your like online crypto bank. In order to purchase something or sell something on a site like Mintable, you have to have that wallet. Okay, so that's what you do. So you put money in your wallet and boom, I can go on here, I can search game items and I can just see what's available and I can purchase these. Some of them are really cool and awesome and rare and unique by talented artists, and other ones are just someone trying to make money that I don't really care about. So you have to, look through and see what you actually want to do. Now, here's something interesting about these sites. So that's how you would buy one of these. You'd have this wallet, you'd put your money in, you'd go to one of these sites, you'd click on this, and you can buy now, buy with credit card, you can bid, that kind of stuff. So there's a couple ways to purchase. Now, here's something interesting. First of all, some of these you actually own the copyright to. This one you do not. Do you know why you don't? Because this probably wasn't released by Nintendo, and that's Mario right there. So someone can't own Mario's face, right? So you don't own the copyright, but when you own this image, you do have the right to relist this image and sell it and hold it for value and sell it for a higher price, which is kind of cool. All right, so I would just simply purchase it. Boom, I got my digital wallet and I can buy this. All right, same thing with listing. I can list an item. I would log in here and you can see here was my NFT. I describe it. It's all just like eBay, exactly like eBay. And then I list it. Now, I will explain something. When you list something on these sites, there's a fee attached to it. And the fee has to do with something called gas fees, which is like, basically think of that as like, well, someone has to list this in the blockchain. So there's a fee for listing it in the blockchain. And basically because of that fee, there are a couple ways to list something. I can list something for free, and that means the person that buys my item has to pay that fee. So let's say I only sell my item for $1. The fee to actually, the gas fee for that item might be like $15 or $50. So the person who purchases my items might have to pay like $16 or $51 to really buy it because they paid that fee. Or I can simply pay the fee and then the user just pays what they've paid for the product. That's totally up to you. And the fee varies based on how much you list your item for, what site you're using to list it, and what the value of that cryptocurrency is. Because you're using the cryptocurrency used to exchange these is ETH, which you don't need to pay much attention to. But the price of that fluctuates daily. So depending on how much that's worth is how much that gas fee is going to be. All right. So my recommendation to you, I did search a lot of these companies and I really liked this app Mintable. Why did I like it? Because that fee was free for me to, it was free for me to list things. I can list as many things I want on this site for free, and someone else has to pay that fee if they really want the item. There are other sites out there that were good and seemed really nice, but for the most part, they made me pay that fee up front. Even just to list one item, I would kind of have to pay it. And I wasn't interested in that. And I thought this was a really neat site. It was really good and it did a good job. So you can see, here is my NFT. I listed it. I only listed it for a day or 2 days or something like that. I didn't get any bids. I just more or less was playing around with it and seeing how simple it was to really list. And it was really easy. Really easy to list. You can see, I think my NFT is awesome. This was actually a painting that I painted on canvas and then transferred over to Illustrator, made it a digital file and turned it into an NFT. I actually did this because this is a logo on the surfboard that I made. But I think it's a really, really cool logo, and I probably will end up selling it via NFT. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my signature on it and sell just a few copies of it. That'll be it. But I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, it was really neat. Let's talk about like the use, like what do I think of this stuff? Like, so first of all, so to list this, remember, you need that PayPal wallet type thing via crypto. A good company is MetaMask. Then you have to pick a place like eBay to sell this. So I picked Mintable. and there's a bunch of others out there, but I like Mintable. And then you're ready to buy or sell with those two items. You just have to sign up for the accounts, just like PayPal, eBay. All right, then you have your NFT. Now, what do I think of this? What do I think of the future? Especially like, I'm involved in esports. So what do I think about this in like gaming and esports and other fields? So first of all, I think it's very cool that the version of the image, even though I can just save this and have it on my computer, really owning that, having it protected in the blockchain, like that code, the unique identifier that says, yes, this person has a unique version of this image, I think is pretty cool because it can make things very rare, which is awesome. I like that. So I see this as being huge in like the sports cards market, like Pokemon and trading cards and like Magic the Gathering and sports trading cards like baseball, football, hockey, those kind of cards. Huge. I see it being really cool there because people love rare items. In the art world, same thing. Like I can sell a print of my item, but if someone wants a print digital copy, like imagine getting a digital copy, like having the only digital copy of a Monet. Like that would be pretty cool, right? And you could see how that would be valuable. Like you own the only digital copy of it, or the 20 or whatever it is. Like, but it's rare and it's cool. So I could see it being cool there. Like then take media, like a cool thing happens in a sporting event on TV, and you have the clip. You get the clip, especially if you get copyright of something. Like, man, imagine getting copyright of like a music file. Like I own the copyright for this. I just use it to say you could get the copyright for a Beatles song, which you're not getting that. But imagine that, and you hold on to it for a while, and that's worth a lot of money, and you can sell it. When you own the copyright, you can actually do things with it. So knowing if you own the copyright is kind of a big thing, because if you own the copyright, you can all of a sudden like publish this on t-shirts, this logo, which is why I said no to the copyright. This is my image. I will never let the copyright go. I don't need people putting this on t-shirts without me getting paid or approval. And that's something else that's kind of cool about this. If someone actually wants to do something with this image that I own and I own the copyright for, I can set it up that I actually get royalties for them using the image. Like on this site as I set it up, just like eBay, like in the back end. Really cool and easy. So that's kind of neat. Then in like, just looking at esports gaming industry, oh man, so many uses. I see this as a way for game companies and esports startups, new game companies, things like that, events, making money. Because they can list certain unique things like the event flyer, different character poses, different items a character could get, like cool images of it, and sell that, and it's an additional stream of money. Huge. I see this as gonna have a huge impact in esports and gaming because of the potential to make money from it, and because a lot of companies, they're trying to figure out how they're generating revenue, and I just see it being huge there. So I really see some cool potential with it. I do see why people would dismiss this and say, well, I don't care about that. I mean, I can just save the image if I really like it. That's true. But you might not also care about like the value of like an old car or like an old comic book or like an old baseball card. But like a lot of people do think that stuff is cool. I love collecting stuff. I love the history of items, and I love seeing that. Like, that's cool. And so I see the potential and value in this. It's a really interesting way to look at things and turn digital items into something of value. And I think it's really exciting. As far as like displaying these, so like how and where can you display these? So what we're starting to see is people are starting to create, and there's really not one that I particularly like at this point, but there are ways to display your art. So you can, obviously put it in a photo and stuff like that, different things like that. But you're starting to see like companies try to get into the market of this like digital portfolio of what you own, and it's really exciting. And these are not necessarily new, but they are new to a lot of people, and the potential of them and what we're seeing happen with these is a very new experience. So I think that in the next 2 years, we're going to see huge changes in the NFT market, and it's going to be really cool. I'm really excited to see what happens and how these work, and I'm really fascinated by, as an artist, as a collector, as someone in gaming. I just see so much potential in these, and I really think it's a cool idea, and I like it. I think it's fun. I'd love to hear your thoughts of these. I'd love to hear if you've purchased any NFTs, what you think of them, what sites you use, what you use for your wallet. what sites you're listing for sale, things for sale, if you're having any luck selling stuff. I'd love to hear that. Put that down below in the comment section and let me know what you think. Because I'm really excited about these. It's a fun topic and it's a cool way to collect things. It's just new and exciting. I'm really interested to see like what I have young children, to see how they respond to these, because they're not into it just yet. They're still a little young for this kind of stuff, but I'm really interested to see how they react to this, especially as they grow up with it and it becomes something. Like, I look back at baseball things I collected in the 80s, even like a Rubik's Cube, and think, well, I collect that now because it was cool when I was a little kid. So are my kids going to be like, sway into these because they're popular when they're kids? So it'll be really fascinating to see how that world takes off. So I'm very excited for the possibilities of NFTs and think that they're a pretty cool product. If you have any questions, as always, let me know. But have a nice day, everybody. Bye.